You are welcome to this channel. Don't forget to like, to share, and also to subscribe. In the news, 2027 presidency. Why I pity Tinubu? Senator Ali Ndume. The senator representing Borno North Senatorial District, Ali Ndume, on Sunday dissociated himself from the automatic endorsement of President Bola Tinubu for the 2027 All Progressive Congress APC presidential ticket. Speaking on Channels Television's Politics Today, Ndume said former President Goodluck Jonathan, with all the endorsements from 22 governors within the party, the People's Democratic Party (PDP) still lost the re-election in 2015. A member of the ruling APC, Ndume, said he was never part of the bloc which endorses the president for a second tenure, explaining that voting power does not lie among members and leaders of a party. For its delegates, Ndume said the voters still holds the power to elect a leader. He said, considering the reality on the ground, Nigerians are suffering, and that will, for me, be the basis of the decision at the 2027 polls. Ndume also warned against the rise in the cost of living and the insecurity bedeviling the nation. According to him, the future of the country seems bleak. To many Nigerians who believe there is no longer hope, I hope that he will look back historically and see that the gathering of people to endorse you does not mean anything. Jonathan had 22 governors, then endorsing him like was done now. And what happened? Jonathan lost woefully. A lot of money was spent. Even the election was shifted. But we are not learning our lessons. I pity Mr. President, Ndume said. Well, this is like the case of a word is enough for the wise. And then this kind of statement, we need to be looked at both ends. At a flip side, we are looking at the fact that Ndume was looking at history. And sometimes history used to repeat itself. But it's a foolish man that will allow a negative history to repeat itself in his own time and on his own life. But what Ali Ndume is saying is not something we can just sweep under the carpet. Honestly speaking, yes, politics, anything can happen. Even 24 hours is too much for a change to occur in politics. And the belief of Ali Ndume is that it does not matter if all the leaders of your party endorses you, endorse you. And when they do so, it is the Nigerian electorate, Nigerian people who are the one to vote that determines who will be their leader. He was saying, according to his word and his channel on Channels Television, Ndume was explaining that voting power does not lie among members and leaders of a party and all his delegates. He said that voters still hold the power to elect a leader, which is something very important for a President Tinubu to note. That was why I said it's like the saying that a word is enough for the wise. I think President Tinubu will not be a foolish or stupid person to rely on the endorsement of these people, because looking back at history, there is that possibility. We could remember also that in 2003, when President Obasanjo wanted to seek a re-election, he has to beg an Atiku Abubakar, who was his vice president then, who somehow had pocketed a lot of the governors, and that was how he could have a leeway, and that is even at his own party level. So if it can happen to a sitting president at party level, it can happen to a sitting president at the election level, which was the example that Ndume pointed at on Jonathan in 2015. And then that Jonathan had the endorsement of 22 governors, and as a president, President Tinubu has 22 governors in his kitty for his party, and then more defections are coming. So he's going to have more than 22 governors who will endorse him. Not too long recently now, the governor of Akwa Ibom State also defected, and before now it was the governor of Delta State and his own predecessor that defected even into All Progressive Congress. So looking at what is going on, It doesn't matter whether 36 state governors endorses you. It is the Nigerian people that will determine who will be their next leader. And he also, spoken something that is a word of caution that there is a lot of hunger in the land. The problem of insecurity is still persistent. And if President Tinubu will want to win even in 2027, he need to see to these menaces that are bedeviling our environment. Is so much important that he needs to look into it. Well, Ndume specifically said he's not part of the bloc that really endorses him for second term anyway. But he shouldn't forget that the president has the right of first refusal. That's number one. And also history has told us that there is possibility for a president to win a second term. At least a Buhari did it in 2015 and 2019 when he contested again. And before their party then handed over again to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the current president. That means that it's not outrightly right. If Asiwaju knows his onions properly, he will work towards making sure that what happens to Jonathan shouldn't happen to him. But what happens to Buhari in terms of winning the second term should be what he will be working towards and making sure he gets it right. Now, how can he get it right? I think what Ndume said as regards what is going on, he needs to, solve some of these problems. We are not really allowed the fact that the prices of things are coming down. Some economic indices are already, in the positive direction, but there is still more to be done. Because like most journalists, we always ask any government official that all these indices that are correct, that the World Bank is ticking and the IMF is giving a kudos, and also the MPC policy rate committee are also doing well. What does it, eventually trickle into? What's the trickle effect into the life of common Nigerians that is going on the street? But then I think what Mr. Anduma is trying to say, in addition with what the journalists normally ask, is that President Tinubu will need to do more beyond what he's currently doing, because the reality on ground, Nigerians are suffering, and that will for Ndume be the basis of the decision at the 2027 post. If President Tinubu, like this man has advised, can reduce the prices of hardship further. I use the word prices of hardship because people are paying for this hardship. You pay, the electric company, NEPA, and they will not give you light. That's paying for hardship. You also go and pay for fuel, and the fuel you want to pay for, you have to queue and queue before you get. But thank God we are not having that again. And these are the things that the president needs to correct in order to probably have a freeway even in the mind of his people. So you need to warm himself to the heart of electorate come 2027. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Keep coming to our channel. Make sure you give us your likes, give us your thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe if you have not, and please share.